editors, if you're watching this, that's for you. Speaking of Max Strus, last week we were supposed to go live, and given the general news that went down, we decided to postpone this because there's a lot more important things happening in the world. But Max Strus had a really, really bad performance. I don't know if people remember his performance, but StatMuse does, and we love StatMuse.
We do love StatMuse.
Max Strus last night, 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 steals, 0 blocks in 15 minutes. That is a 15 trillion if you are a fan of Mark Titus,
the GOAT.
And Club Trillion. Not good.
Not ideal.
I
just don't know how does the ball not bounce to you one time? Or how do you not make a pass that someone scores on?
Exactly. What?
That's crazy to me.
It is.
I'm not going to lie. When I played youth basketball, I probably had stretches like that.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was super scared to shoot.
But, 15 minutes in the league, and the way Max Strus has been playing, which is green light.
Yeah, true. I'm also a child and not a millionaire, so.
Not a millionaire it is your literal job.
Yeah.
The way I tweeted about Max Strus after watching Game 7, I was like, Max Strus plays like a guy who has the green light that he gave himself.
Yeah.
And it's he's just chucking up shots. So that's a really bad performance.
Yeah.
We're going to look at some of the all-time worst playoff performances from a star perspective. These are their best players.
Wow.
Kind of phoning it in. I have some numbers. I have some stats. Let's look at KG because that's the first guy I have on this list. 98 Western Conference Playoffs Round 1, Game 5, where he's on the Timberwolves. 3 of 11, 4 boards, 10 turnovers. This is an elimination game against the Sonics. Pretty bad. This is prime, in my opinion, before the Boston KG. This is KG's out to kill.
Yeah, that Sonics team was
really
nasty.
Good.
And it broke my heart that they lost the Lakers. I remember being really upset about that. But going 3 for 11, 4 boards, 10 turnovers.
In an elimination game.
Fucking good.
Yeah. The stakes weren't that crazy given it was the first round. I'm leaning B here. Maybe I'll lean C. I'll lean C here. I have a special category for KARL Malone where we'll add him soon enough. To 10 turnovers, I'm always an elimination game.
10 turnovers?
Yeah, after your 5th turnover... if you're in the playoffs, after you're in the 5th turnover, I'm I don't think I want the ball. I think I'll do everything else. Dennis Johnson was on everyone's list of one of the worst finals performances. 1978, Game 7 of the finals. 0 for 14, 4 boards, 3 turnovers. This is sad for you. This is the Sonics having as good of a chance as ever.
The second title, I believe.
And as
they win in 79. I know their only ring, the Sonics' only ring, came from right around this stretch.
Yeah, so it was probably
0 for 14.
0 for 14, dude.
What was he doing the night before?
Exactly. How do you go 0 for 14? Dennis Johnson, 0 for 14 is really bad. I'm going to put him in the C category as well. Or B, because it's...
Yeah, 0 for 14 is horrible.
Yeah, maybe let's go A. We'll go A there. We go to Kobe Bryant, the late, great Kobe Bryant. 97 Western Conference Finals, Game 5. 4-14, 11 points, 2 boards, 2 assists. They say while the stats in Game 5 lost, the Jazz weren't historically bad the way the others are. Shaq fouled out and Bryant started jacking.
Yeah.
Missed that game-tying 3 in regulation.
I don't fault him for this as much. I think there was an air ball he had in this series. But I think the hard thing with this Kobe game in particular is that, or not the hard thing, I think the importance of this is this made him even more a killer.
Yes.
He just was okay, fuck this, gotta work on the craft, and just went.
It was the thing of
nuts.
Kobe to that point. This is 97. To that point, hadn't had a real struggle or issue. What kept being heralded, and like you said, this was kind of the wake up call for Kobe. We'll go B tier here.
Yeah. Shaq falling out doesn't help.
Yeah, exactly. And that Jazz team was really quite good.
Yeah.
John Starks, 94 NBA Finals, Game 7, elimination game, 8 points, 2 of 18, 0 of 11 from 3. people are like, he's not a superstar, maybe he shouldn't be on this list, but like, this is a pretty
He had
brutal...
good game. Like you watch that winning time doc, kind of it helps better frame the importance of John Starks, but I do think, he is not a superstar. But
this would have had the Knicks
when you're shooting
a champion.
From 3 and 2 for 18 on the night.
I believe this year the Rockets won, probably in part thanks to John Starks.
Oh, for sure. Patrick Ewing was fucking hate John Starks. He cost him more than he probably helped him.
James Harden. There's multiple James Harden opportunities we can put here, but this is a big one. 2015 Western Conference Finals Game 5, 2 of 11, 12 turnovers. He was 10 of 13 from the free throw line because he just drove into the paint, but he's against the Warriors. The turnovers, 12, I think is a playoff record. I could be wrong there, but I remember hearing that and everyone being like, yeah, that's a playoff record.
Goddamn.
Pretty fucking bad.
Yeah.
But apparently this is an older bad game. Like, apparently he has more. I like seeing.
Well, I mean, they had that over 27
exactly
game. And I don't think he was very good in that one either.
This is a fun one. Reggie Miller, 2000 Finals, Game 1, 7 points, 1 of 16.
The Lakers, that was against the Lakers, right? Yeah, the Lakers clamped him. And I just remember being like, this is not going to be a series. Because it was just so apparent that, like, the Lakers were so much better than them.
Yep.
Inside, outside. And at that point, to Reggie's credit, he was not quite the Reggie that we knew he could be. He still would obviously stick around the league for a few years, but that was probably the first sign of his abilities beginning to fade as a 1A superstar that could carry a team to a title.
I think it like this little blurb said, it was like he's not built for a ring kind of guy. Like, if you're gonna struggle that bad in the finals, you're the guy, and you go 1 for 16. Like, obviously shoot, but not ideal. Like, we haven't seen Steph Curry do that in the finals ever, This is a fun one. LeBron. Every list we do, every playoff finals performance list we do, LeBron is like every
somewhere in there. Yeah, he's been in so many.
But this is bad. 2 of 18, 0 of 6, 2008 conference semis, 10 turnovers. This is when he went up against the Celtics. I think it's early Bron. I'm leaning B tier.
Yeah, I think that's in with B. I mean, it's again one of those ones where I think Harden should go up a little higher because it's self-inflicted. It'll go to S. I think that's a Harden real
S tier
diarrhea one. Yeah,
LeBron.
No, I think it's
good there.
My thing with those next 3, I think Starks should go to A. I think my thing with LeBron and Kobe and those, and I'm obviously a biased Lakers fan.
Yeah, of course.
Is that they had to carry teams that they were either not ready to carry, or B, were carrying complete garbage.
Yes.
So Kobe's was Shaq fouled out, so he had to just...
Bron had no one.
And then LeBron had no support.
Yeah.
And was playing arguably the best.
I like that.
One of the best teams from that decade.
We go Ray Allen, 2010 NBA Finals Game 3, 0 of 13, 0 of 8,
this.
2 points, 2 turnovers. The Celtics would lose. I think this was against the Lakers 2010, right? Yeah.
It was
atrocious from Ray Allen. It's tough seeing shooters like Ray Allen and Reggie Miller play that poorly.
Yeah.
Do we think Ray Allen his performance is on par with Reggie Miller or worse? 0 of 13, Reggie Miller's 1 of 16.
I think it's one of those ones where it's like, if you get anything from Ray Allen, that game's at least closer.
Yeah.
Because you got 25 from KG, you got 15 from Paul Pierce. And then Ray Allen, you just get nothing. So I think that's fair where you probably have him.
We got some more modern ones. KD, this is recent, 2022 Eastern Conference versus the Celtics. 0 of 10 in the second half. He did finish with 27 points, but this was the performance. Havistro goes 0 of 10 in the second half. First time in KD's career he's taken at least 10 field goal attempts in the second half and made 0 of them.
That's crazy.
Definitely his worst playoff performance.
Yeah.
In a Nets team that was breaking down by the seams against the Celtics this year,
similar to, I think he goes in that LeBron Kobe category, because I don't think that's his fault as much as he had to carry them way too much. That's Steve Nash's fault. That's Kyrie's fault.
Everyone said the minutes
added up,
piling up for KD was a lot of the big reason why. DIRK, Game 6, 2007 Western Conference first round. 8 points, 10 boards, 2 assists, 2 of 13. This was, I believe, the year that they got upset by the Warriors.
The We Believe Warriors.
We Believe Warriors. That's pretty bad from Dirk, but
he kind of was like the only guy on that team.
I'm almost leaning that B tier category.
10 boards still isn't that bad. You know what I mean?
A near double-double, and he was shooting like shit.
Yeah. They had him having fits. I know. So...
But he's guarded by like who? Like Andres Biedrins,
Kirilenko.
Yeah. Here we go. KARL Malone, Game 6, 99, Western Conference semifinals, 8.7 boards, 6 assists, 3 for 16 field goals.
Fuck KARL Malone.
You're going in the KARL Malone category.
Eat shit, dude.
Really, eat shit. And then finally, Jayson Tatum. One of the reasons why we did this in the first place, 2022 Eastern Conference Finals versus the Heat. 3 of 14, 10 points, 6 turnovers. It's not bad because they beat the Heat and now they're in the finals.
Yeah.
And he woke up from it, but that was a pretty...
I think it should go into the A tier.
That's pretty bad.
Here's 100%. Here's my thinking with that. They had most of the guys. Jaylen Brown is still there. I think it would have been even worse probably had like Jaylen Brown got ejected or fouled out. Yeah. But it's like you have Marcus Smart and him and you still did that. So, which, you know what? It's fine. Like, I think... look at the company you're with on this list.
Yeah.
Tatum, so it ain't that bad.
Sheesh! Man, that video was good. If you want to watch more videos like that, make sure you like and subscribe to the Buckets YouTube channel.